What is going on, Cultivate family? I hope you're all doing good wherever it is that you're listening to this from today. Episode 49, so close to 50, which means I've been doing this for like almost a year, which is awesome. So if you've been listening that long, thank you very much. And if you're just discovering this, welcome. This is the nice corner of the fitness and nutrition industry, and there's not very many nice corners of it, so I'm very, very happy that you're here, and hopefully you will be as well. Today, we're going to chat about getting your head back in the game when you fall off your habits, your well-being, your workouts, and that might be because of a very valid reason. It might be because you've had something interrupt your routine, you've had a big lifestyle change, you've been unwell, or you've just started this year out with the best intentions, but you don't really feel like you've managed to keep the fire in your belly going with it. You've not managed to keep anything up, and maybe things haven't been serving you that well. You might have even ended up trying to do way too much and just feeling super, super burnt out. Or maybe you started a workout program that you didn't actually enjoy and you need to change things up a bit. I think summer is definitely a time where things feel different. There's more social events, more festivals, more outside time, and the days naturally feel longer. So sometimes things do fall by the wayside, and despite our best intentions to get back into these things, life just takes over. And then by the time September or October hits, we kind of feel like we need a bit of a kick up the butt, a friendly one, to get back to things. So how do you get your fire back? How do you pick back up any habits that were serving you well, but then you fell off? How do we get back into our workouts after we've had like a break or an interruption? And how do you reprioritize the latter part of this year if things are looking a bit different for you now? I really want you all to finish this episode today feeling like you are fired up and ready to hit the reset button or the regroup button, depending on what thing you feel like you need right now. We're going to cover all angles. So before we dig in, I want to tell you about the Superhuman Summer Slam that I am running in August. It is a month of coaching with me to kickstart your journey towards getting your fire back, getting your consistency back, and reinstating or introducing some meaningful habits that serve you. So we'll be training in the gym or at home. You'll be using my app for workouts. We'll be spending some time figuring out what's important to you and hitting that reset or regroup button together as a community. So we're doing this in a group setting together for accountability, for good vibes, and to get us back in a place where we feel ready to tackle this stuff again. So the Summer Slam is for anyone looking to build a strong foundation for solid workout and well-being habits, or maybe you've had that before and feel like you've fallen off, so we're going to revisit those foundations. It's for anyone that might have lost their way with fitness and well-being practices this year. Like what I was previously saying, you might have lost that fire, so let's get it back. It's for people that are ready to take action on all the stuff I've just talked about right now, to work towards your health and fitness goals. Like, no more waiting for the perfect time, because we know that there never is one. And workout wise, it is for beginners and intermediate. So just people that are seeking quality workout programming to start building absolutely ferocious strength if you haven't, or to keep building it if you started, but you've maybe had that interruption. It is a month to get back into the swing of things and do it with other people that all feel the same and want to prioritize that for themselves in August. And I'm absolutely going to be joining in too, because I need a little bit of a regroup, especially after getting injured. If you are someone that is looking for like a quick fix or a 4-week transformation or like a month-long shred, this probably isn't for you. But if you're listening to this podcast, the chances are you are not one of those people. It's also not really for anyone that just wants to be told what to do. My coaching approach in general focuses all around working with people to figure out what their fitness and well-being looks alongside their lives on their terms. And sustainability and longevity is so important to me with anyone I work with. So if you want to be told what to do, I am not the coach that's going to do that for you, for sure. Self-sustainability is just a huge value for me. So that is the Superhuman Summer Slam. Early bird pricing is active until midnight on the 27th. It is £39 and I've still got a handful of spaces left. So if you head to the link in the show notes, you can grab one of those spaces. The deadline for anyone to sign up is the 30th of July, and we start on August the 1st, which, yes, that is a Thursday because we don't wait till Monday around these parts. We just crack on. So I'm super, super excited to do this with a small group of people who are very fired up and ready to put themselves first in August. So plug for SummerSlam aside, let's get back into getting our heads back in the game. So to begin with, we want to think about what were our intentions earlier on in the year, at the start of the year, maybe even last year. What were the things that you set out to do this year that you thought would be really helpful for your fitness and well-being, but they maybe didn't work out? And I want you to ask yourself, do you still have those same intentions? Or do you feel like maybe they were like unrealistic or didn't serve you like they thought they would? Because that's completely valid to try something and it not really work in the way that you think it might. We want to use some time to evaluate this and set new intentions. And maybe for some of you, they might be the same intentions that you started the year with, or maybe you might decide to try a different approach. So let's think about those intentions. And in the SummerSlam, you get a guidebook and I help you lay that all out for yourself. So after we've thought about our intentions and what we want to pick back up on, we then want to map out our game plan. So we might pick 3 or 4 intentions. I would definitely suggest pick one movement related intention, a couple of daily habits that serve your well-being, and maybe one nutrition-related intention if that's something that you want to work on. When we've solidified those, we then want to actually think about our why. Now, I did a whole podcast about the why, so I won't go into that, but you can go back and listen to it if you want to. But we want to define it. When we've picked those intentions, why do you want to do this? How will this make you feel if you can stick to it? And what is the cost of not doing these things? That's a really important one that we can often overlook. Because the cost of not doing certain things means we maybe stay where we are, and for a lot of us, that might not be desirable. So we've got our intentions, we've defined our why. Now we're going to get really, really specific with it. Being specific with it means these things will actually happen and we will actually do them. It's the difference between saying, I'm going to do all of this stuff, and then actually taking action and doing it. And I have been the person that has been like, yeah, I'm going to train 6 times a week, eat an impeccably healthy diet. I'm going to walk 20 million steps a day, take an ice bath and do yoga every single evening and journal before bed, all whilst getting 8 hours of sleep, living my life, having a job, walking my dog. And yes, essentially, I have been that person. And I have just named all the things I wanted to do. I've never got specific and real with any of them. And up until 5 or 6 years ago, that was the way I lived my life, and it absolutely was not the one. Specific is very, very good. Specific and simple is even better. So when we think about our movement intention, we want to think about how long we're going to spend doing it and how often. So we might set ourselves a target of 2 to 3 workouts a week. We'll use a range target to keep it slightly flexible. And we're going to do the same thing with our habits. If you want to journal, how many times a week do you want to do it and how long for? Maybe telling yourself you're going to journal every single day for an hour is really unrealistic, but maybe telling yourself you're going to journal at least 4 times a week for 10 minutes is way more tangible for where you're at right now and what you've got going on. Same goes for nutrition as well. It might be that you might struggle to go from eating no vegetables to 5 portions of fruit and vegetables every day. So you might aim to eat 2 to 4 portions of fruit and veg every day and then slowly build on that. We're going to get specific and we're going to give ourselves a little bit of flexibility. So getting your head back in the game, pick a few simple intentions, 3 or 4 things. 1 movement related, 2 daily habits for your well-being, maybe 1 nutrition related, or it could be hobby related or anything, maybe even job related. Define your why. Why do you want to do this? How will it make you feel? What is the cost of not doing it? And then get specific with it. Think about how often you're going to do these things, how long for, and give yourself a flexible range to do it in to take a little bit of the pressure off. So these are all things that anyone that signs up to the SummerSlam will be doing as part of their first couple of days in August. We're really going to dig into things here and get intentional. And the next thing, once we've set that all up, we've defined that game plan, is that we're going to take action, but we're also going to be okay with being imperfect about it. We absolutely do not care about streaks around these parts. A streak of habits, a streak of workouts, it means nothing if you do a streak and then never do it again. So yes, ticking off your habits and workouts is great. It gives you a real sense of achievement and it's nice to tick the boxes. But I don't want you to focus on or become preoccupied with a streak of doing something, because it's normal for us to miss things on some days. And the sooner we can feel a bit more neutral about the times that we do get interrupted or fall off of habits for a brief moment, we'll get way better at picking back up those things. And that's an ethos that I really try and drive into all the people that I work with, because doing things imperfectly is the way to get things done. And if we try and do everything 100% perfectly, that's a surefire way for them to never happen. If you do your new journaling habit for 3 days or your new workout plan for 3 days and fall off and never do it again, what good is that? But if you do your workouts or your journaling 3 times a week for a year, that's 153 more times than if you'd given up after breaking a short streak, you know? Imperfect action is our absolute best mate. I can't shout about it enough. Like, doing things imperfectly is the GOAT. We are not perfect machines. Like, we're messy and very wonderful human beings. And if you can eat your veggies most days, work out a few times a week, do a few self-care acts that make you feel good, instead of putting the pressure to do them every day without fail, we're going to be way more successful giving ourselves a bit of grace and flexibility and imperfect action. And I think the best way that we can portray this is, like, if you only have 30 minutes in the gym, don't talk yourself out of it. If you're feeling ready to hit a workout, but you've only got 30 minutes, do 30 minutes, even if it's not a full workout. Allow yourself to complete half a workout imperfectly and celebrate the fact that you got there and did what you could in the time that you had. Because not doing it at all when you feel fired up and wanting to is kind of a no-brainer, right? When we put it in those terms. And I used to be that person that if I didn't get to the gym on a Monday or I missed a day, I would just stop going for a month and then decide to pick it up again. So I just never really built any strength, and I never really fell in love with it in the same way that I did when I allowed myself to be a bit more imperfect about it. So if you're a bit like that as well and that kind of resonates with you, definitely challenge yourself on it. Do stuff imperfectly. It's really hard at first, but I promise you it's worth it. And then finally, we've got our game plan. We're executing it. We're allowing ourselves to be imperfect about it. The final piece of the puzzle for getting your head back in the game: hold yourself to the standards that you've set. If you're taking a few weeks to revisit what's really important to you with your fitness and your well-being, you can then continue to uphold that as a baseline for the rest of your life. And that baseline may change, but you've now got the tools to adapt and be flexible when you need to. And when I say hold yourself to your own standards, like, what's important to you? What are your priorities for yourself and what are your values? Because what a lot of people that start on this journey lack, and that maybe you lack as well if you're listening to this, is structure and accountability with all of the things that you say you want to do. And as a coach, a lot of the time I spend is reminding people or asking them if their values or their standards are still the same, if they still align with their values, because things can change. And that is what I am looking to provide for everyone in August, like for every member that signs up to this Summer Slam: structure, accountability, and space to figure things out. And when we have that structure and that space and that accountability, we are going to be way more likely to take action on these things. Sometimes having that little kick to take that action or take that step is all we just need to start, even if the timing doesn't feel optimal. So if this is you right now, if you're feeling a little bit stuck, if you've fallen off some of your habits, you're not working out as much as you want to, and it's not that you don't have the time or the capacity, it's just that you can't get back into it. You can't relight your fire. Let's crack on. Let's do it now. Even if you are not signing up to the August Summer Slam, I want you to go away and I want you to take the first steps. map out your intentions, map out your game plan, execute it, be imperfect, and then hold yourself to your own standards and values. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope I have lit a little bit of a fire and motivated you to take action on things that you might be stuck on or putting off. We are starting this Summer Slam on August the 1st. 4 weeks to revisit what's important to you with your fitness and well-being for less than a price of a meal out or a takeaway. Any of my one-to-one clients, you get access to this for free. Anyone that's already on my Superhuman subscription, you have a discount code in your app that you can use to add this Summer Slam as a bit of a bolt-on. Early bird prices are just £39, so act fast because there is not many left. And let me support you in lighting that fire again. And as I said before, I'll be joining in as well. I need this as much as you do. So have an awesome rest of your week, Cultivate family. And if you have any questions about any of the Summer Slam stuff, please slide into my DMs. Take it easy. That is me out. Bye.